did they find it? If she's saying that they are so down, they cannot find the Court of Appeal. That's what she's saying. But she's saying that the Felona Temple appealed. How did they appeal if she's saying that they cannot know where the Court of Appeal is? How did the Felona Temple find the Central Police or the Zambia Police headquarters if they don't know Lusaka? And that they only know her in Lusaka. There is no other person they know. It therefore follows it's her who has been coercing the Hatembos to be taking them to all those places which she deems that they don't know. She's shooting herself in the foot. Further, she's alleging that members of the UPND are the ones who have been getting these, videos of the Hatembos, showing that, the hater, that the UPND is instructing them to disparage her. That's what she's saying. Convincing. Is she the one also who has been enticing the Hatembos at that particular time when they hadn't realized that they were being misled by her in doing all those videos against Hakainde? Doesn't it follow that she's the one who has been doing that? Members of the press, the issues she's raising are matters that have been settled in the courts of law. And as far as we are concerned, those matters have been concluded unless there's something else she's looking for. She's claiming further that Hakainde and his cohorts, according to her, are the ones who are paying property transfer tax, not transfer tax, government rates at the Ministry of Lands. We have documentation to show that the person who was paying for rates after having purchased that land from the Hatembos is Mr. Mazuba. Mr. Mazuba who sold the land to Mr. Hakainde. That is the one who was paying rates. There's nowhere, there's no evidence whatsoever to show that Mr. Hakainde Chilema ever paid any rates before the transaction was concluded to the Minister of Lands. Because he had no interest in that. And she claims, through her statement, that me, as acting president of the UPND, I should have advised Hakainde Chilema. I don't know what I should say in describe such a statement. I've never acted as president of the UPND. There has never been any vacancy in the UPND to entail me to act as president. Hakainde Chilema has always been in that position. And if he was aware, there is a vice president of the party. That statement is malicious and is intended to injure my standing in society. So she should stop and desist from making such statements which are false. The issue, as I indicated, the other issue my two colleagues will be able to address. The issue of the workers of HH who were incarcerated and later charged in Livingston High Court was concluded. And those former workers, or rather workers of Hagenge Chilema, were acquitted of the charges that were laid against them. There is no case that is pending in the courts of law over that matter. My colleague will be able to state. And having noted that she has challenged us to take her to court over that matter for defamation, we'll be able to do that. And we're not going to sit idle and allow our client to be defamed by a person who's being used by certain political parties to disadvantage our client. We'll take appropriate action against her based on her own advice to us. We'll do that. There is nowhere where there's any link to what transpired in Choma and the eventual acquittal of those individuals to HH. There's nowhere. But all what we know is that her venomous statements are not new. These statements arise from the time when we were with the UDA, with her. From that time to date, she has never liked HH, and she will never like you. As his lawyers, and as lawyers for the UPND, will not sit idle and allow someone to be making scandalous statements against our client, against our client. She further went to state that HH, if he wants to clear himself, he should go to the police and clear himself or go to court. Such ignorance with the horns alarms me. How can you go to the police when you haven't been in court? How can you go to court and appear before the court and start asking the court to judge you or try you over a matter that is not before them? How can you do it? It just shows the level of desperation on the part of an individual whose political clout in the country has diminished to zero. Of late, I've not heard her talk about what she will do for this country as an opposition political party leader, if she is an opposition party political leader. Or what she does whenever she stands up, whenever she holds a press briefing, she will just talk about HH and why he should not be made leader of this country. That is very unfortunate. We never thought that as a country, as opposition political leaders, we will sink to that level. And we have sunk to the lowest level since independence. If you have a genuine cause against your colleague, there are certain civilized ways of addressing issues that affect the nation, not the way she's doing things. I have no doubt in my mind and my colleagues here and the nation that she's an agenda. She's a hatchet person for a non-political party. Just the same way she says she knows what is going on. She says she knows that whatever we discuss within UPND and outside UPND, we also know what she does and whom she meets over some of these issues. We know. We know what motivates her over such issues. We know what motivates her. That is a subject for another day. She has discussed the house on Several Road. And she still insists that that house was for Limapa. Please, let's be decent in the way we project national issues. She knows very well that that house never belonged to Limaba. And she knows that that matter is in court. She knows that her statement is contemptuous. She knows. But because she believes that she belongs to the royal family, nothing will happen to her over such utterances. She has continued making such defamatory statements without fear of any recriminations. It's not right. It is not right to be making statements to the nation which you know are not true. Hakainde Hichilema has not been confined anywhere. His liberties has not been constrained in any way. For her to state that Hakainde Hichilema has been running away, he is hiding,